Honestly, I'm still debating that one. No, I think I'm just too scared of like being shipped off to like, you know, I'm a lover, not a fighter. And then I didn't mean to go to Los Angeles. I almost got married, and so I moved to San Diego, and I was there for, what did I say, 3 years? 4 years? I think it was 4 years. Or 3 years. 3 years. 3 years. But that didn't work out. So since my sister lived in LA already, and things weren't working out with her roommate, we decided moving together. Then, oh my gosh, such a long story. And then, you know, things happened here in New York with our family, so unfortunately we had to both move back. I have to burp, hold on. And now we're here. And yeah. But I know you guys don't believe in this, but I'm fully convinced that my astrology here is just not the vibe. I'm telling you guys, look into astrocartography. If you can find out what time you were born, where you were born, what day, you put that in astrocartography. When I click on New York, I am not meant to be here. I am not meant to be here. It literally says, go somewhere else. Foreign lands, you will have the most success. My downfall is if I stay here in New York. Okay, let me not say it. Let me not put that into the universe. Let me not put that into the universe. But I have noticed since I've gotten back the chaos. I have, don't laugh, Uranus. I'm going to say Uranus in my astrological like line thingy running through New York. So Uranus is like a very chaotic planet, and it almost makes it nearly impossible for a person to live there comfortably without things happening to them all the time. Like they can win the lottery and then the next day they get hit by a bus, and like it's just like that's the energy of Uranus. Uranus. And that's what I have here. Hopefully, you know, things don't get too crazy, but I will say every time I've come back from another state, moved back here, something usually like happens that's like a little crazy. So I've been a little nervous. But we're happy, we're healthy, kind of, and that's all that matters. And I'm with my kitties, so did you have a husband before? No. Why? Do you want to be one? You're in the Bronx. I am in the Bronx. Las Vegas. Las Vegas is like, so I've looked into a few places I would potentially want to move to long term. Dallas, Texas being the main one. That's like at the top of my list. If you look at astrology, my astrocartography, it actually says that in Dallas, like I have like the sun line there, and that's kind of the best energy. Astrology aside, when I went to Texas, I just loved the people there. I liked that they were just very warm and inviting, and like mainly that, like warm and inviting. Also, I really liked how like the women dressed down there, even if they were just going to like, some people will say that's more of like Miami vibes, but in my opinion, I remember seeing like a bunch of women, even just to go grocery shopping, like I would see them with their hair done and their makeup done, and like they wear a lot of eyeliner and hairspray over there. That's not like something that's made up, they really do. And they're just very girly girls down there. They're very like super feminine, and I really like that. And I used to work at Ulta. And I remember when I just started working there, I tell the story all the time, so if you've heard this a million times, I'm sorry, but I will never forget this man, this really tall man, white hair, white beard. He came in with a cowboy hat, and he just looked like whatever you think of Texas, like stereotypical. And he came in asking for tea tree oil shampoo, and I was like, sure, but like when he came in, like it was just like very impactful because it was like his vibe, his like energy, and he said, "Hi, darling," But he said it with the accent, with this country accent that I love so much, and I loved everything about that moment. And then I helped him find the shampoo, of course, and yeah, that was fun. And yeah, that's my story. So I think eventually I would like to move to either Texas. I'm not joking about Casper, Wyoming. I am so serious. Although I have looked at their houses there, they're not like, I don't know if I'm looking at the wrong places. Colorado, the North Pole in Alaska, Calgary, Canada, Sacramento, San Francisco, if I get rich, San Francisco. It's like crazy expensive over there. What else? I think that's it that I can remember. I also have good astrology in Rhode Island and Upper New York. Excuse me, hold on. Like literally upstate New York and parts of Connecticut. Good astrology. It's like borderline. Anything like lower New York is. How did I end up here? He literally asked me, did you have a husband before? And I'm talking about Casper, Wyoming. Oh no, it was Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay, I see. Never mind. I take it back. I'm not that great. Bronx is about 20-30 minutes from me. Where you at, Andy? Actually, don't tell me, for security purposes. You gotta be in like, let me see your picture. Are you in Long Island? Long Island? No. Westchester? Sal Vasquez says okay. I'm sorry guys, I'm a little late to reading these. Gotta love our Texas accent. I love the Texan accent. Gracias, Michelle. Alright, I'm actually gonna have to move because my leg is killing me. I checked mine. And I have the sun going from where I live all the way up to Dallas as well. Wait, I thought you were in Dallas. I always forget. I'm sorry. Do you want to marry? I want to marry, but I think I'm going to end up like marrying somebody way older than me because I feel like anybody that I talk to that's around my age, I'm just kind of like, end it now. End it all. I'm kidding. They're usually fun, but very quickly I realized that just like I don't know, I just feel this is a lot of people feel this way. They feel older than people their own age. $76 too old for you. I know this is gonna sound insane, but it really depends more on the like the men. How do I say this? I want to be able to have a conversation with somebody and like actually enjoy the conversation. And so if we don't have that many things in common or that many things to talk about, I feel like it's not going to work regardless of age. That being said, if we're, if there's like a huge age gap and we seem to get along very well and we have a lot to talk about and we just like bounce off each other, pause, I mean like in terms of like thoughts and opinions and just conversation, then I think that's a bit out of my, still a bit out of my range. That's a bit out of my range. But one never knows. I'm a very open-minded person, but I would say to be safe, probably a bit out of my range. But with me, you never know. Depends on the person. Depends on the personality and the connection that you have with them. Are you alone at home? I'm not entirely sure I like the way you asked that too soon. I gotta be honest with you. I think we could enjoy a great conversation, Miss. I think so too, Brock. Thank you for being here. Thank you for saying that. That's really nice. So malcriado Daniel. My girlfriend like you? Your girlfriend likes me? Okay. I want to move to Dallas, so in the future I live in Southside. Oh, that's right, that's right. One thing I'm afraid of, though, is that people keep saying that Texas is going to turn into its own country. And that would be kind of sad. Hi, MD Beast. How are you? Andy, thank you for the heart, me. Have a nice breakfast. Thank you, Halon. This is actually my girl dinner. I'm just kidding. This is not my girl dinner. This is it's nighttime, is what I'm trying to say. Lolo Bolo. Thank you for the heart, me. Lolo Bolo, thank you for the Go Popular. You show all outfit. I could. Actually, I don't know that I could. I'm all bloated right now. I just ate a whole bag of Cheetos and a Slurpee. I'm gonna fall off the bed. I think you can see all of it now. It's just shorts and a tank top. My cat's laser just went on my butt. And I hunch again. Hola, Jaime. Things are normally. Hola, man. Gracias, Alexis. Jaime, thank you for the heart, me. Sometimes when I read in Spanish, a convention, how do I say this? When I read a name that's like usually, typically a Spanish name, I don't want to assume that the person speaks Spanish. In the same way, I don't assume anymore that anybody who even looks a little bit of Spanish speaks Spanish, because I know a lot of people get offended by that. I used to work with this girl who everybody thought she was Mexican, but her dad is white, and she would dye her hair blonde, like super duper blonde, and I think she would get really mad when I remember we would work together and people would just assume that she would speak Spanish. And then I thought that initially, but then she actually confided in me and told me it does really irritate her when people just assume that she speaks Spanish because she looks Spanish. So I tend to not do that anymore, but I feel weird. I don't know what language to say thank you in when I see a name that's usually Spanish, because he could speak English, right? Am I overthinking it? I think I'm overthinking it. ¿Dónde eres? Soy de Nueva York. Así crecí en Nueva York, pero soy puertorriqueña. Where are you from? I'm from New York. My ethnicity is Ecuadorian. But could she speak Spanish? I'm not gonna say. That's not the point. She could speak Spanish. She could understand Spanish. She wasn't fluent in Spanish, so she could probably translate, yeah, the bathroom's over here, or yeah, that top is on sale. Make sure you get the matching whatever. She could say, like, she could speak Spanish, but if she's trying to have like a in-depth conversation with somebody about like politics or literally anything that requires a little bit more of an advanced Spanish, then no. That's not the point. Oh, these are extra salty. I just looked up my cartography line for New York and it shows Venus, Jupiter going through it. You need to be here. Venus, Jupiter is like, some people don't even get lucky enough to even have that experience because their Venus, Jupiter line is like in the middle of Antarctica or of the Indian Ocean. Like, that's where their Venus and Jupiter line is. Not everybody gets that, so the fact that you have it in one of the greatest cities of the world, I feel like you gotta come over here. Although Sun is really good too, but Venus, remember, Venus is a planet of love, beauty, art, wealth. Jupiter is a planet of luck and expansion and growth and spirituality, and you have both of those going through New York. So that's like a universal happening. Not to make it sexual, but I'm just saying that's sort of what it is like. Bye, Andy. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. Corazón. Corazón de melón. I got Cheeto crumbs on my bed. So I went to go wash these sheets the day before yesterday, and they were nice and fresh and clean. And then one of my cats jumped on the bed after he used the facilities, and he left a little stain on the corner of my bed. So now I have to